All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know I took a little break this week, mostly because I just haven't had time to come into the shop. I've been getting slammed at work all this week, and I just been so tired and so drained of energy that I just didn't want to come to the shop and didn't want to work on the car. To be honest, the shop is around 35 minutes away from where I live. So just working all day and then driving another 35 minutes to the shop to work on, more cars, it gets tiring. But I did come to the shop last night and actually started shaving down the bay. And I got most of the passenger side done. And today I will be finishing shaving the bay. So this is what it looks like on the passenger side. I got basically this whole part covered. I do have to sand basically everything down still just to smooth everything out so it doesn't look like crap. But I'm just basically transitioning everything to the strut tower, especially over here. I want to transition all this up. I am still running this mount here, so I'm not shaving those down. And as well as over here, I have the plates in place. These are already in. And I also have this headlight cover in the back, as well as this side done. And you guys may be wondering, like, are you welding it in, or what are you doing to actually like cover the holes? Well, I haven't seen anyone use this. Comment down below if you have, but I know a lot of people, they weld plates in, and to be honest, I'm not a good welder, and this metal is really thin metal, so I didn't want to take the chance of melting through. So what I did was I used what is called water weld. It's basically a brand of JB Weld, but it acts as a strong bond once it dries and hardens. And this is literally rock solid. So like, even if I come back here and I just literally pound on this thing, it is not moving whatsoever. So I guess like the paste, you can make it look clean, but since you're not going to be seeing this except for in video, it looks like crap now, but I could make it a lot cleaner. But since you're not going to see it in person, for those that don't watch my videos or whatever, but they do see the car, it's going to look very clean, but underneath it's going to look like this mostly. And that's basically what I did for these two holes over here. I just used like the paste all under here. So I'm going to go ahead and eventually clean all this up and add more just for stability. But as you can see, I also got these all covered as well. There used to be a little like hump here that I cut out, and I just put a plate there, as well as I combined two thin plates and just cover this hole. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this whole thing covered in Bondo, as well as this seam all down here to smooth everything out. I just wanted to make sure that I don't cover any holes that I do need, especially for that trans mount. And as well as I gotta cover that hole, as well as that hole. And then once that's done and the Bondo's drying, I'm going to actually Dremel this hole out a little bit bigger, because that's where the harness is going to be going through. So I don't think, actually I do. Okay, I do. I do have my harness here with me. I got scared for a second and thought I didn't bring it. But let me grab my light here. I think I showed this in the other video, but yeah, so in here, that's the hole down here is where I'm going to be running the harness through, because in this general area is where the glove box sits, and that's where I want the harness to sit. So I'm gonna go ahead and just literally power through this and just get as much done as I possibly can. Just like I said, I want to finish shaving the whole entire bay today, as well as getting like these little holes covered. Already marked off, like as you can see, like holes that I need. Like this is for the bumper and then the headlights and all that. So I got everything situated. I actually just dropped the block off to the machine shop, and the block should be done around, I told the guy around end of January, beginning of February, because that's when I want to try to start the car. So the block is at the machine shop. I'm sending the head out, the intake manifold out, throttle body out at the end of December to get ported. And then once that's all done, I'll go ahead and order everything I need to build the head, and then I can put the head together. And then then the motor will be done. And hopefully when the motor is done, this car will be ready to have the motor dropped in, like engine bay being painted at all. And then hopefully we can get this thing started as soon as possible. Because all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing this Bondo up. So I don't think I have enough to finish the bay, but I'm gonna try to make it last. But to put the plates in on the firewall, this is the water well that I was talking about. I'm gonna run out of this. This is literally all I have left. So I'm gonna try to make that last too. There is a few auto parts stores up the street from the shop, so it isn't like I can't go get any more, but if I can make it last, I will. So I'm just gonna mix this up. I know this isn't the right way. I never really work with Bondo. Actually, this is the first time I ever worked with Bondo on this build. This will be the first time I ever used Bondo. I never used Bondo in my life, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up a little bit. And I know this isn't the right platform to mix it on either, but hey, you got to do what you got to do to get the car done. So put some on there. That should be good. Let's go ahead and mix it in with this first. Most of that mixed in. Go ahead and use this. All right, now let's go put it on the car. Oh man, all right, so to you guys, this doesn't look that good, but once that dries, it'll look like that. But we are basically almost done. Just like I said, the hardener is still hardening on that. And I ran out of the water weld for that hole, but I think I might do like some type of custom plate for that one, just because you can see that. Even with the Sidewinder setup, you can still see that hole. So I might do like a custom plate that like maybe has like some type of, you know, word on it, or like initials or something, just something cool. But all the other holes, I'm not really worried about. Those will all be blocked. But as of right now, the bay is basically completely shaved. The only thing I do have to do is just plug these holes, which isn't nothing too crazy. I can do that, you know, very simple. So yeah, the bay is basically completely shaved now. All I have to do is just finish the sanding, and basically the bay will be done. So that's one thing. That is the main thing I wanted to get done today, was getting the bay completely shaved, which I did. And I just have to finish up stuff here and there. Like I'm pretty sure I have enough Bondo to finish that hole there, which if I do, then I'll go ahead and finish that up. But as of right now, the bay is completely shaved. and this is what it's looking like. I know it doesn't really look good yet, but once everything is sanded down and it's painted, it's going to look amazing. All right, so as you guys can see, this is the hole that I'm going to be covering up. These are like the steel plates that I have been using. As you can see, it's just like a rectangle piece. I was looking in my junk drawer and I noticed that I had this piece that I try to cut for something else, and it actually fits in here perfect. The only thing I have to do is just cut these little ends off on the side. So I'm just gonna trim this side as well as trim this side, and it should fit in this hole perfect. So let's go cut this and then let's mock it up and see if it fits. So I got this cut. I actually rounded down the edges, so hopefully it'll fit in here nice. And it's not the greatest, but it fits perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand around this edge and lay the paste down, and then we should be good to go. Oh man, this sucks. Now let's go ahead and clean this surface all around here, and then we'll lay the paste on. Let's go ahead and wipe this whole section down so that way it doesn't contaminate the area, so that way the Bondo, or not the Bondo, the water weld sticks. That's all. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna go ahead and mix this water weld up. So this is the water weld I was talking about. So what you do is you just grab basically a piece off, and there's like this gray like compound inside that basically hardens it up and makes it sticky. So what you wanna do is just break a piece off and then just start mixing it. Try to mix it as best as you possibly can. And then once this gets sticky, you can just like basically put a little bit of water on your hands, and then that way your fingers won't stick to it. So I'll probably do that here in a second with these gloves. So you just mix this thoroughly, and then once you mix it, just go ahead and place it on to where you want it to stick at. So let's go ahead and we'll place it up here. See, it's already sticking to my gloves pretty well, so go ahead and smear it a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and wet my fingers so that way it doesn't stick. Now you basically just want to smear it all over the surface to where you want it to stick at, and the more you use, of course, the better. So just like I said before, this is basically the easy way for people who don't know how to weld, for instance like me, and this helps out tremendously. All right, so as you guys can see, I got the plate in. It doesn't look the prettiest, and this would be good just for this plate. If you want to add more, you can. But just like I said, this paste gets really hard, so that'll be good for there. I'm gonna let that dry. So now I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, is this? No, this is still drying. So I'm gonna go ahead and smooth this out just a little bit more. And just like I said, as this plate is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and open this hole up more and then start running the harness through and see how much I have to extend. it is looking good. It is officially done, except this plate back here. I wasn't able to get that done because I unfortunately ran out of Bondo to fill that hole. But other than that, both sides are completely sanded down and smooth and ready to go. I'm so stoked to where this is coming and how far the car has came along. And I just cannot wait to get this thing done. It is looking really good, and it's just, I'm so stoked to get this thing done. Literally the only thing next is to just wash the whole entire car, get the engine bay painted, get the harness extended, run the fuel system, get other parts that I need for the fuel system, and just wait for the motor to get done. And that's literally it. And just of course the turbo kit and all that. But other than that, I mean, we are basically, for the whole entire build, I'm about 70% done. It's just the only other part is that it's just the harness is going to take quite a bit of time to get done. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I've been here all day, but I've been grinding all day, and it definitely shows. And my main goal today was to get the engine bay completely done, and I would consider it basically completely done. And because the Bondo that I got to put in some places is not even going to take like an hour to do. So I'm going to call it quits right here, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.